Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to uh, teach you the chapter 16, digestion and absorption. It is a very important chapter. If you are a NEET aspirant or you are an 11th class student, you have to learn this chapter. Many questions are asked from this chapter in school final exams or as well as in NEET. So I'm going to tell you in a short summary type of this chapter. So here we start. Digestion and absorption. Now, there are three major components we need in our diet. These are carbohydrate, protein, and fat, and two minor components. These are vitamin and mineral. I don't have to tell you guys that why these are major and why minor, because few things we read in minor component, minor quantity, but they are very useful, so you can understand digestion. Simply put, digestion, it is a process of conversion of complex food material into simple absorbable form. Food, like whatever we eat is a complex food material, and in our digestive system inside our body, in our stomach, it is converted into simple absorbable form. Digestive system. Digestive system consists of alimentary gland and associate gland. So digestive system is consists of two types of system, that is alimentary canal and associate gland. Alimentary canal begins with the anterior opening, then to the mouth, then lead to the buccal cavity, that also called oral cavity. For oral cavity, it is lead to pharynx, then it goes to oesophagus, then through neck, through thorax, through diaphragm, through muscle sphincter to stomach, that is EI shaped, and pyloric. Then from pyloric sphincter to pyloric. Okay, so this is the process. I mean, by this food, our food go from uh, I'll show you the diagram. Yeah, you can easily then relate. Then listen very carefully. Firstly, the alimentary canal begin with anterior opening of the mouth. It leads to buccal cavity. Buccal cavity inside of our mouth, also called oral cavity. You can understand from term oral. Then lead to oral cavity. Then oral to the pharynx. Pharynx to oesophagus. Through oesophagus to the neck. Then thorax. Then diaphragm to the muscular sphincter. Then it opens to the stomach, EGI shaped. Then through pyloric to the pyloric sphincter, and then finally to the small intestine. This is the whole soul process of our food that we chew in our mouth will go. Okay. The wall of alimentary canal. There are four wall of alimentary canal: serosa, muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Serosa is the outermost layer. Serosa is the outermost layer. It is made up of thin mesothelium with some connective tissue, muscularis. The next one, it is formed of smooth muscle. Then submucosal, it is formed of loose connective tissue contain nerve, blood, and lymph vessels. And the mucosa is a villi. It consists villi that a finger-like folded. It increases surface area so that food can easily digest, and also form gastric glands. Mucosal epithelium cells have goblet cell which secrete mucus that help in lubrication so that food can easily passes through the intestine. So the whole soul passage of food is that alimentary canal to the mouth, to the oral or buccal cavity, that is also called tooth or tongue, and their tooth or tongue are present, and then to the pharynx, then to the oesophagus open with muscular sphincter, then to the neck, thorax, diaphragm, then to the stomach, EGI shape, then pyloric sphincter that is between the stomach and small intestine to the large intestine through ileum, small intestine opening, large intestine through ileum, then to the rectum. Okay, you guys will understand by seeing the diagram that mouth slit, oral cavity, then oesophagus, the stomach, then here the duodenum, to then jejunum, highly coiled part, then to ileum, highly coiled part, then to it leads to the ileum, then the cecum. Here vermiform appendix is also present, and then to the colon, transverse colon, ascending colon, and descending colon. Okay, and then finally moves down to the descending colon to the rectum, and through anus it will come down. Digestive gland. Associate with alimentary canal including salivary gland, liver, and pancreas. Then there are three digestive glands. First one is salivary, then liver, then pancreas. Saliva is produced by three pair of glands: parotid, that is cheek cell; submaxillary, submandibular, that is also our jaw; sublingual, below tongue. Okay. Liver is the largest gland of the body. Is weigh about 1.2 to 1.5 kg. You can see. Okay, liver is the largest gland of the body, weigh about 1.2 to 1.5 kg. We can, so that you can easily read. I'm showing you the diagram. Okay. Uh, Hepatical lobes, structure and functional unit of the hepatical lobes are the structure and functional unit of the liver. You have to standard bile that's secreted from hepatic cell or moved to the gallbladder. Okay. Then it moved to the gallbladder. So, and here pancreas also present, that is both exocrine and endocrine gland. Exocrine secrete alkaline pancreatic juices, contain enzymes also, endocrine hormones, insulin and glucagon. So the liver, inside the liver there is hepatic lobules that are formed of glycerol capsules, um, that inside the hepatical cells they are also called cords that secrete bile that goes through hepatic duct to the gallbladder. The liver duct is called hepatic duct and gallbladder duct is called cystic duct, and both duct formed combinedly form bile duct. Cystic duct, the bile duct, cystic duct plus hepatic duct from bile duct that from pancreatic duct, plus this is pancreatic duct that from hepatopancreatic duct. This is simply bile duct that is found of cystic duct plus hepatic duct and pancreatic duct. Another one, these two formed hepatic duct and which open into duodenum with before sphincter of Oddi. Sphincter of Oddi present outside the duodenum. Okay, so this is also, and digestion of food. Simply digestion of food, saliva mix of food and saliva mixed food is called bolus. That through the pharynx move to the esophagus. Saliva contain electrolyte are sodium, potassium, calcium, and HCO3, sodium Na plus, potassium K plus, Cl minus, chlorine and SU3 minus, and few enzymes: salivary amylase and lysozyme. Salivary amylase. Salivary amylase are carbohydrate splitting enzyme, and lysozyme antiseptic. Okay, so lysozyme are antiseptic, and mucosa of stomach. Mucosa of stomach contain nexal, that contain mucus, peritic and oxygenetic cell that contain an intrinsic factor and proenzyme, and that is pepsidone cell. Food in stomach called chyme. When the saliva mixed food bolus moves to the pharynx to the esophagus, reaches to the stomach is called chyme. Proenzyme pepsinogen with the help of HCl that is present in our stomach, you very well know, converted into pepsin. The acidic pH of acid in our stomach is 1.8. Lipase is protein converted into proteins and peptinose, that is peptide with the help of pepsin. Lipase is from gastric gland, lipase form, and then in infant also present. Um, Pancreatic juices contain inactive enzymes, that is trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, amylase, lipase, nucleases. Trypsinogen is activated by enzyme enterokinases, secreted by interstitial mucosa. Trypsin, which active other enzyme also, and bile secrete bile pigment, bilirubin, bile pigment that is bilirubin and biliverdin, bile, salt, cholesterol, phospholipid, but no enzyme at all. Bile helping emulsification of fat, and also activated lipases. Um, um, okay. The secretion of here breast border cells are also present in the secretion of breast border cell of the mucosa along with the secretion of Goddard cell constitute the intestinal juice, also called as succus entericus. Okay. Then the varieties of enzyme and disaccharide, that is example maltose, dipeptides, lipase, nucleosides, etc. Diacid would absorbed by the epithelial lining of the interstitial cell. Okay. Now we can say that the undigested and the undigested and unabsorbed substance called feces enter into the cecum of the large intestine through the ileocecal ileocecal you can see the diagram ileocecal valve, which prevent the backflow of the fecal matter. Okay. Now absorption. Absorption is a process, is an end product, so basically of digestion, that passes of the intestinal mucosa into the blood or lymph. And the passes basically depend on the concentration, higher concentration, lower concentration. That contains few electrolyte passes easily, that doesn't contain bad. Fatty acid and glycerol are not converted not move directly to the lymph. Fatty acid and glycerol have different cases. They firstly converted into micelles, then converted into intestinal mucosa, then then it converted into chylomicrons, then into the lymph vessel, also called as villi. Then finally it moves to the blood. Glucose, fructose, fatty acid, glycerol, amino acid are absorbed in the small intestine. Basically, most maximum absorption occur in the small intestine. Okay. The assimilation is a process by which the absorbed substance reach finally to the tissue and tissue utilize it. Uh, the solid waste, that waste that is produced basically is a defecation, is a voluntary process carried out by mass peristaltic movement. Okay. In food disorder, the inflammation of the tract is the most common element due to the bacterial or viral infection. What is inflammation? Many students have got confused. Inflammation is basically it is swollen, uh, become red because of infection. You can see that this is simply inflammation. Jaundice is something that is liver is affected, so that skin and eye become turn yellow due to deposit of bile pigment because liver secreted bile juices. Okay. And vomiting, the but whatever weight will come through the will come back from the mouth, that is vomiting. It is caused by the reflex action of the medulla inside. It's a function, it is part of brain. You will read that in another chapter. Okay. In chapter locomotion in neural control and coordination, where we read about the brain. Constipation, simply feces are retained within the rectum as the bowel movement is the movement of food occur irregularly. Okay. And this is a simple, this is a whole soul summary of the chapter number 16, digestion and absorption. So guys, studies well. Okay, thank you.